Hey, what's up, my people? It's your boy Minksley, and I'm back here in the studio. I want to welcome you to another episode of Sathripoic, which is the story of my musical journey. You know, Sathripoic is a acronym, as we know, for me, my music, and my musical journey. It stands for strong, artistic, talented, honor, respectable, intelligent, pride, original, integrity, and charismatic. I want to thank the people who've been showing some love on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and the people who've been actually watching on YouTube. I really appreciate you guys. It all helps. You know, if I can get more likes, I really appreciate it. And comments is cool. You know, I'd really appreciate it. I do want to make a point to do a couple of shout outs. Marlita. There was also was the Twisted, Little Twisted, you know, on Instagram. Sent me a question. Said, "Hey, what's cracking? Where are you selling your records?" So just so you guys know, on any streaming platform where they would let you download music, I believe you can do that with Spotify. I will be working on trying to set up to where I can do CDs again, but I know we really don't do CDs like that anymore. So, we'll work something out. Okay, I'm gonna try to work out something where I can try to get you guys some actually copies in your hand if you want them. Maybe we do flash drive or something. You know, I'll figure something out. I need to. Well, I want to say thank you for Little Twister for the comment, the questions. And Marlena, you've been showing some love on Facebook. I really appreciate you. There was a couple other ones. I'm trying to remember the names. I should have wrote them down. I've got to get a little better at this. I'm working on it. Please bear with your boy. I'm doing my best there. I have a story that I kind of missed, and I want to kind of go back and let you guys know about this one. This was back in 2002. I found out that 99.1, which is a radio station in the Inland Empire and some of LA County, you know, like Montclair, Claremont, Pomona, in those areas. 99.1 was having a event back in 2002, and I went ahead and stopped. You know, at that time I was still trying to find my sound, but I went ahead and stopped at the event and decided to ask who do I talk to about getting my own music on the radio. They told me to talk to the music director. Okay, they told me he was supposed to be coming, so I ended up waiting for a while. Eventually, they went ahead and gave me his phone number. And just so happened the music director for 99.1 at that time was a rap artist from a group from back when I was a kid called Lighter Shade of Brown. The artist, the guy's name was ODM. So if you know about ODM, you know about Lighter Shade of Brown. Yeah, he was the music director at 99.1 at that time. So I called him a few times. It took a while for me to actually get him on the phone. But he actually set up an appointment for me. I went to the actual 99.1 building, the office, and met with him, sat down with him, and let him hear some of my songs. He ended up telling me he liked what I was trying to do at that time, but he noticed that my music wasn't, my beats were not quantized, which means a lot of my tracks in the beats were off beat, you know. So he told me go back, get everything quantized, and then come back again and see what we could do. So I went and I redid all my music, literally made all new beats and made sure everything was quantized, which to me was a lesson learned, because now anytime I make a beat, I make sure it's quantized right that moment. Ain't no waiting until later, you know, because you never know when you're going to have that chance again, you know what I mean? So always make sure that my music is at the best of my ability before I even leave the chair, you know what I mean? I do apologize, I'm a little tired tonight. Been a long day, yeah. But like I said, that was like a story I had to bring back from the past. It was pivotal in my musical story, and yeah. So moving forward, we left off. I was working on my first album, and I was performing that. I performed at the Jet, not the Jet. I performed at the Party Doll, and I was supposed to. I did perform at the MPs a couple times, but that's where. You know, I talked about meeting with Dee Dee and the people that Dee Dee had introduced me to, and my boy Big Logic, you know. But moving forward from there, after, while I was working on my first album, you know, well, I finished my first album, in 2006, and I remember I went to my grandmother's house shortly after that to help her with some stuff she needed at her house. And at that time, I actually started doing my own little mass production at home, where I even went and got the little press set up where you can put your labels on the, make your own labels and put them on your CDs yourself. And I even made the jewel case covers and everything, put it all together. So, I mean, it looked a little crazy. As a matter of fact, I remember when I took a picture for my original picture for the album Crystal Dreams, I had I met this girl that was hanging out outside the house with my next door neighbor, because I always had people hanging out. And she had these really nice nails, so I told her that I make music, and I wanted if I asked her if she would do a picture for me with her hand holding a wine glass. Like a weirdo, I ended up when running the house, I got a bottle of champagne and I got a martini glass for some reason. I don't know why. But had her take a picture of that, and that ended up being the front cover of of my first album, original, of Crystal Dreams. It's different now, which later on we'll get into that. Also, Big Logic, when I was doing all my pictures, I ended up taking pictures at work because I wanted to make things look like, I'm a everyday hard-working man. And Big Logic went with me to take a couple of pictures. We took pictures outside of the San Bernardino Police Department, which was around the corner from my house at the time. And we went to to a liquor store in San Bernardino on Baseline and Sierra called Fame. So anybody who knows San Bernardino well, they would know Fame liquor store. And there was a picture of me behind the counter, standing on the ladder, holding 2 bottles of liquor. And that was actually at Fame. So I did do all my own mass production and set up all my pictures and everything. And I remember I went to my grandmother's house and I had a bunch of the CDs with me, and told my grandmother that I was making music, and I had made this album. So she told me, look, you need to make sure that you copyright your album. I didn't have, first of all, I didn't have the money. I didn't know the know-how to do the copyright. So my grandmother had actually pulled it up online, and printed out the application. We went to a liquor store and she got a money order for the copyright, and she actually helped me fill out the application. She paid for my first copyright, and she paid for it, and we sent everything off to the Library of Congress. So that being said, I really appreciated my grandmother for doing that for me, and I wanted to do something to show my appreciation, but the only thing I really had was the CDs. So I actually decided to give her a copy of the CD, which I really didn't expect her to listen to it. But whoa, yeah, she ended up listening to the album, and she calls me probably about a week later, and she tells me, I listened to your CD. I'm like, all right, well, thank you. What'd you think? She said, I really like your CD, and it was really nice. And I remember asking her, so what's your favorite song on the album? And of all songs, this was gonna hurt my feelings. Of all songs, she said her favorite song on the album was the song called Can You Handle? Granted, it's a good song. There's just some things I just did not need to think about when it comes down to my grandmother. But oh yeah, according to her, that was her favorite song on that album. And to this day, thank you, Grandma, for getting my first copyright. And yes, every album after that, I made sure. Excuse me. Every album after that, I made a point to get them all copywritten. And then I started working on my second album. But while I was working while I was doing that, I was out there making and selling the CDs of my first album. And I went to a couple of stores and asked them if they would let me put my album like behind, like in their stores on consignment. And there was 3 stores that allowed me to do so. And I really appreciate them. One of them in particular, when I sold a couple of CDs like that. But one store in particular, when I went back and checked on if they sold any, they told me about this young lady came in and asked them about the CD, and she had left her phone number. So they gave me the phone number. I called the young lady. Apparently she lived basically around the corner from me, and I can't remember her name. Very, very nice, attractive young lady. And she ended up, she was trying to figure out how she can get her music going. And I told her that I did everything myself, and since she was a singer, I told her that if she sang a chorus for me, I would let her record something in my studio. And we did that. We did get that done. She actually ended up on the second album. Trying to remember the name. Get Your Hustle On. You guys may notice that I didn't put a name of who's featured. That's because I can't remember her name. And that's someone I would love to run into again. Very, very nice, very sweet young lady. So I would love to run into her again. Let her know that yes, this music is the song that she's on is actually on all the streaming platforms. She can check it out any time she wants to. You know what I mean? And then I found out about other friends who were singers. Charles Marshall, Candace. I found out about a couple other people who rap. But I had actually built a second sound booth while working on that second album, and it was in my garage. I ended up having to move to the property I was working at, which was on the west side of San Bernardino, in the Dorjo apartments, which is cool. It was a crazy situation, but yeah. And I had to move this big sound booth over to to the new place and put it in the garage there, which and that actually helped a lot with the sound quality while working on my second album. So think about half of the songs were actually done in the sound booth. It was on the second album. Second album is called Baby Girl. I dedicated that to my daughter. That album to my daughter. And I end up having people from the neighborhood come out, and some people came and rapped, like I said, Charles Marshall sang on a couple of songs. The homie Man rapped on a song. Well, he was drunk. Man, on the song called All These Hustlers. Had Royce Hammond and Man. Royce Hammond and then Candace, my friend Candace, had sang the chorus. Royce Hammond, he rapped, he did his thing, did a very good job. He was underage at the time, but he was.
I'm hustling, baby.
Yeah, he was doing his thing. Let me just put it like that. He was doing his thing. Man was drunk. But, something, he ended up being the last person on that song. But it was entertaining because it was fun. You could tell that we were just having fun. Eventually ended up having to move from the joint. And so I ended up doing the rest of the album. End up doing the rest of the album by myself, and that album actually came out pretty good. And I actually had a picture, and I still have the same picture on the album now that I had back then, which I actually had at one point. I actually had a dog tag made with a picture of me and my daughter on the dog tag. But I wish I still had that, but that one actually got stolen from me. People just, hey, life be life, But we're gonna go to cut it here, and I want to remind y'all that the 5th album is coming out on December 26th. It will be on all streaming platforms. I am still planning on, God bless, I'll be able to do the listening party on all the social media that I'm on TikTok, on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. So please look out for that. Make sure that you guys like, share, comment. I will throw some shout outs for you. So I really thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. If you can help me to make these to make my social media grow, let some people know about it, what I'm doing, let them know about my music, and so we can make this. We can actually make this flourish. I thank you. I love you.
What are you saying? Come get